black has run out of fire completely. No threats against white's king. White simply makes a move like b3, guards that bishop on c4, and white's dominating.
Yeah, white's dominating. The knight can come back to a more active square later. Black is completely frozen. Once you have to go on the defensive, that will only spell bad news. And you are pawn down to boot. So not a great turn in this game for Firouzja. He's looking really downcast. You see him on the camera, head in hands now. His last move was a bit of a complacent one, perhaps.
For sure, because if you're going to be a pawn down in some positions, you want the opposite colored bishops. An added bonus of having this bishop on c4 is that at some moment, the right moment, we'll see Arjun take that knight on e6 and enter a position with knight versus bishop. That extra pawn will tell the story. So Alireza, he's on the defensive. He gets on his back foot. He brings his queen all the way back to c6. b3, David, your suggestion is great. Simple, strong, defending everything.
Yeah, you could make an argument maybe for taking that black knight right now, but I don't think there's any rush. There we go, b3 on the board, the most natural move. That black knight is not going anywhere. It's an easy target for white's bishop. White's bishop is now far, far superior to its counterpart. We were talking about the opposite colour bishops, the colour complexes. There's so many targets for that white bishop. There's no targets for the black bishop. It's hitting thin air, and yeah, it's turning in white's favour.
And white is still an extra pawn up. You've got that material advantage. You're out of danger with your own king. The knight jumping back into the attack. You might dissolve the problem of the opposite color bishops. These endings are always known to be a bit joyish, but that might not be the case once the bishop and the knights are traded off. This looks like Arjun could be headed towards a second victory, but of course, Alireza is going to make that super hard, and he moves the knight away.
But look at the clocks. Both players are on the 30-second mark, and that is dangerous territory. Look at this play by Arjun, centralizing the bishop. No more queen h1s for you. He's going to be able to bring his knight back into the game next. And if that knight hops forward into the enemy territory, there could be checkmate threats.
Yeah, we'll see that white knight get back into the action, leap back there. And also this pattern between the white bishop and the black knight. Last year, Simon Williams, the Ginger GM, he called it the knight stable. The knight is locked at home, can never move without being captured by that white bishop. It's total domination. And wow, Erigaisi just takes a timeout to keep his king safe. That white king now super safe in its palace there, surrounded by pawns. Black's king has fewer defenders around it. This one is certainly heading towards a white win right now. He just needs to get his knight maybe to a more active square. But Firouzja clinging on for dear life. And yeah, how are you guys at bullet chess? This is under 20 seconds for both players. It's getting nerve-wracking now.
But look at Arjun. He doesn't look nervous at all. And this is what I've always admired about him, that in the face of extreme time pressure, just the best in him comes out. He's still, we can see with the eval bar, making the best moves, keeping his pieces centralized, keeps everything protected. This is some great advice, by the way, that whenever you're low on the clock, just make sure that everything's protected. The bishop on c4 is guarded by the b3 pawn, the queen's guarded by the king, the knight's defended, everything under control.
Whoa, everything under control. But suddenly the position has changed. There were 2 or 3 very, very quick moves there. And suddenly Firouzja has grabbed a pawn. That white pawn on f2 was captured by the black bishop. The white queen is overloaded, having to defend her own bishop in the center. Couldn't take that black bishop. Now a pawn has dropped near the black king. It's total chaos, despite the reduced material, and black's king is on the run.
But that knight on d8, do not take it with the knight on f7. That knight's a very bad piece. I thought he was going to bring his knight back to e5 with check and say that knight is dominated on the back row. Instead, he brings a queen in with check. I feel like the black king is slithering away, and that gives Alireza increased chances to survive.
Yeah, and it feels like Erigaisi, the nerves are kicking in. He's giving a few checks to gain time on the increment.
Knight on d8 now.
Yeah, he's attacked the diagonal. This check can be blocked by black's bishop. The black bishop slid back to block. And still a dance between the white queen and the black king. Firouzja leaning back, though, and
it's over. He won a piece.
He won a piece. The black king now cannot take that white knight because then you lose your bishop. And Erigaisi, we almost missed it there, but spun it in his favour.
And there's no check on the white king. The black king overloaded, and this is just game over. What a finish, and there we have a result. We've got 2-0 by Arjun. He takes a massive lead.
Wow, Arjun Erigaisi, what a player. He goes up by